Okay, this is the collection of a first-generation American-born Nisei, Japanese-American. His name is Hashimi Saito, and he was in the Army in World War II, and he served in Italy and in France. He was he was on a shooting team in the Army for the 50s and 60s, and this is his high individual first place trophy. And he has another little shooting trophy here. This is slang is called a Jeep cap. It's a warm weather cap. That's World War II. This is his medical pouch with his bandage in it. This is another medical pouch, and as you can see, he has the first letter of his last name and the last 4 digits of his Army serial number on it. And they were required by the military to mark all their stuff. This is his World War II M1 Garand ammo belt. This is his trousers belt. As you can see, he has his full name and his full Army serial number on it. This is his 50s fatigues and has his name on it right here. And if you look really close here, he was in the 442 Regimental Combat Team during World War II. And here's his name here, Corporal Hashimi Saito, with his awards. And this here is his post-war, probably late 40s through early 50s, Ike jacket. He was in the 2nd Infantry Division. He also served in Korea during the Korean War. So hold on one second. Okay. This is the collection of Sergeant Patrick Massey. He was in Vietnam. He was a Marine Corps recon unit. They would do all the reconnaissance ahead of any operations they were going to go through. So they were actually going out in the jungle in very, very small units, like 8 to 10 men, and just doing reconnaissance and then come back and let them know what they found out. These are his original combat boots from Vietnam. This is his original boonie cap from Vietnam. This is a captured Viet Cong ammo belt. These were actually made by the Chinese, and the Chinese supplied those to the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese Army. And this is the little oiler that held his gun oil for oiling his weapons. These are sandals that are actually made out of tires. They're very heavy duty, and the Viet Cong wore these, and their nickname, they were called Ho Chi Minh sandals. This basically tells you all the things that he did while he was in Vietnam. This is a French bugle that was captured by the Viet Cong, and it's made in Paris, France. And this is a Viet Cong banner here. And now these are the pants, and this is the shirt for Viet Cong. He must have gotten those also while he was in Vietnam. And these 2 sticks right here are called punji sticks. These punji sticks, the Viet Cong would dig these deep holes, and they would stick these sticks in the ground and then cover them with something very lightweight, like foliage and leaves and stuff like that. So people would fall in there and pale themselves on that. And actually, he put a little brass plaque here. It says Recon 1966-67. Okay, so this is a World War II/Korean War Navy jumper. This guy was a corpsman in the Navy, medical personnel. And you can see by his ribbon rack, he's very highly decorated. He was in World War II. He was also in the Korean War. Let me just zoom in. So right here, you see a little eagle, globe, and anchor. That's Marine Corps. The Marine Corps does not have its own medical personnel when they're out in the field. They have Navy medical personnel, and they're called corpsmen. And only Navy corpsmen are allowed to wear this eagle, globe, and anchor on their ribbon bar. Now, I found this in a store in Tacoma, and he served with the 1st Marine Division in Korea. And then recently I acquired this whole grouping here we're going to talk about. This guy was also Navy personnel. He served in World War II with the Marines. He also served in the Marines, as did this gentleman here in the 1st Marine Division of the Trojan Reservoir. They were both attached to Headquarters Company 1st Marine Division, which means that they probably knew each other. So if you see here, this is all his medals, and this is his blue, navy blue dress jacket. And you notice he has jump wings here. He trained with the Marine Corps in World War II in jump school. They were going to send a lot of units, Marine Corps units, in to do jumps behind the enemy lines. And it's very rare to see a corpsman with jump wings on his uniform. This is the same gentleman's summer tan uniform. As you notice, he has a little tiny eagle globe and anchors on his combat ribbons. Also has his jump wings. Now, when the Navy personnel served with the Marine Corps, they wore Marine Corps uniforms. This is a Marine Corps combat. It's called a shirt. It's called an M44. He would have worn this when he was out in combat. And this is World War II. And then this here is his Marine Corps Ike jacket that he would have worn while he was assigned to the 1st Marine Division. So this flag belonged to this gentleman here. He was on the riverboats in the Mekong Delta during the Vietnam War. He was the boat captain, and it was common for the boat captain when they left the unit to take the combat flag with them. So this was the flag that flew on his patrol. PBR stands for Patrol Boat River. So he took this with him when he left the PBR units. This is his beret from Task Force 116. They were the River Patrol force that was on the Mekong Delta. These are his medals. He has 3 Navy Commendation medals with Valor Device. He has 2 Bronze Stars with Valor Device. This is a Navy Marine Corps Combat Medal, and this is given to him by the South Vietnamese government, and he had 3 of them. So you have 1 for the ribbon, and the stars designate he got 2 more from him. These are his actual awards for the Navy Commendation Medal and the Bronze Star. And these 2 here are when he got his 2nd and his 3rd Commendation Medals. And these right here this is the old Gray NAV, Naval Advisory Group. This gentleman was in the Navy in Vietnam for 6 years in a row. And these are some of his other plaques right here. That he was when he was with the Naval Advisory Group. I'm sorry. And these are a couple of plaques I got here, and they come with their original boxes. Hi, this is my sand collection. Everything from here over is in the Pacific. This is actually the Battle of Little Bighorn in Montana. It's the only one I have from the United States. And from here over is North Africa, Sicily, Italy, southern France, and Normandy, and some battlefield sites here. Let me explain the battlefield. Okay, so starting over here in the Pacific, Wake Island and Bataan were attacked the day after Pearl Harbor was hit. Of course, Bataan is where the famous Bataan Death March occurred on the Philippines. This here is from Corregidor. Corregidor is an island in Manila Bay. And in 1942, FDR ordered General MacArthur to leave the Philippines because he needed him. And Corregidor, Lordship Dock is where the Navy PT boat landed and took MacArthur and his family to Australia. Before and after. Next we have sand from the Battle of Midway from Midway Island. You have Yap. You have Guadalcanal. These 3 here, Tulagi, Taonambago, and Gavutu are 3 islands are on the other side of the strait across from Guadalcanal. We have Tarawa, Bougainville, that's in the Upper Solomon's Chain. Roy Namur, that's another battle landing zone in the Marshall Islands. And over here we have the 3 islands in the Marianas Chain, Saipan, Guam, and Tinian. Here we have the Battle of Peleliu, which is in the Palau Islands. And this one here is Okinawa in early 45. This is actually a Army 96th Division landing zone. We have volcanic sand from Iwo Jima. And then we have the Battle of the Little Bighorn. That's excellent. Wow. In Montana in 1876. And Starting up here, the first landing zones, these are in North Africa. This is Casablanca, Morocco, and Oran. And after they pushed the Germans out of North Africa, they landed in Sicily, and you have the 4 landing beaches in Sicily. You have the 45th ID, the first ID, third ID. These are all the southern beaches in Sicily. And then after Sicily was taken, the 3rd Infantry Division landed at Salerno. And later on, when they got stuck on the Gustav line, they did a beach landing behind on the northern side of Rome at Anzio, and that's the 45th Infantry Division. And then here we have the Normandy beaches. We have Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. 2 months after Normandy, they decided to open a second front in southern France, so they did some landings in southern France. You had the first, you had at La Motte, you had the 517th Parachute Infantry Regiment land behind the lines. Then you had the 3rd, the 45th, and the 36th Infantry Division land on the beaches in southern France.
We both grew up in Tacoma. He was born in Tacoma.
Now the last row here are all battle sites. This is Monte Cassino. This is part of the Gustav line. It was very hard for the Americans and the British to break through at this point. This is St. Mary Glees. This is where the 82nd Airborne jumped behind the lines at Normandy. They had a tough time once they started to get inland. They got stopped for a couple of months, and this is at St. Lo. This is where they finally made their breakthrough through the hedgerows.
High school?
This is Arnhem. This is the September of 44. They tried to get out to Antwerp to get the Antwerp freed up so they could get a really large harbor to start getting more supplies in, but that failed. And Arnhem was the last bridge. They call it the bridge too far. This is the Hurtgen Forest, a very, very nasty battle for the U.S. Army on the German Luxembourg border. And here is some dirt from the Battle of Bastogne, the Battle of Bulge. This was taken on the 75th anniversary in 2019. And here we have the Rhine River Remagen. Remagen had the Ludendorff Bridge. This was the last bridge that the Germans were not able to destroy, and the Americans managed to capture it and get a lot of their stuff over before it finally collapsed. And this is sand from the same Rhine River at Cologne.